lot of you guys on the call today know who I am. My name is Burt. I run Blue Stout. For those who do not know, I'll give you just a very, very quick introduction. Blue Stout is a CRO focused, so conversion rate optimization and revenue optimization focused firm. We focus specifically on working with brands that are on Shopify and primarily Shopify Plus. We were actually one of the first agencies asked by Shopify to join Shopify Plus when Plus was first launched. So we've been doing this for a very long time on the Plus platform. And what we do is we work very specifically with merchants, primarily 8-figure merchants, to help them scale their revenue through conversion and revenue optimization. And we do that through data-based A/B testing on their site. And then we back that up with an incredible team of brand first designers and Shopify Plus developers. So that's what we do. And what that does is it gives us a very unique position where we are running dozens of A/B tests on a monthly basis across multiple different verticals of brands. And so we get this level of insight and data that a lot of other people just don't have, because we're able to see what works and what doesn't work very well. And we're able to see what works and doesn't work very well in different periods of the year. And so what we're going to be talking about today is specifically the holidays. So what I want to do is highlight just 3 very quick things, actually 4 very quick things that we've seen that have worked for pretty much every brand we've ever worked with. And so what I mean by that is these are things that we have A/B tested across to many brands that have won. And when I say won, meaning they have either improved conversions or improved revenue per session on their store in 95% of cases. So the idea here is we want to give you guys some very quick wins, things that you guys should be thinking about implementing, or just frankly, just implementing, because these are very straightforward. As we start to go into the holidays, as you guys start to ramp up ad spend, as things start to get a lot more expensive when it comes to customer acquisition, you need to be doing absolutely everything you can to optimize that traffic that's coming to the store. And so these are a few very, very quick, very straightforward tactics that pretty much every brand should be considering as they start to head into the holidays. So we'll hit on these just very, very quickly. So first, let's talk about one of my favorites, and this is what we call is custom promo banners per template. And if everybody's on the call today, we'll send all this over to you guys, a recording of this, so you guys have all access to this later on. Or if you guys at any point have any questions and want to reach out, don't hesitate. I'm happy to talk to any of you guys directly about any of the things we're talking about today. But when we say customer promo banners per template, what we mean is that most brands, right? Most of you guys on here probably are utilizing some sort of a notification banner at the top of your site that's informing customers around things like, free shipping, right? Or maybe it is actually, promoting different promotions that are going on at any given time. The issue is that most brands leave this static, meaning they're not changing it on a per page basis or a per template basis. When I say template, I mean homepage, product page, collections page, or landing page. Those are basic templates. So most brands have a very static, very simple message that is the same across all. What we have seen very specifically through testing is that messaging needs to be communicated differently, meaning you need different messaging on different templates and different pages, because that customer is in a very different position, a different part of their purchase funnel with you. And so the example we're sharing here would be the example of a store that has free shipping over $99. They've got that presented on every single template page, and you need to be changing that to something different based upon that template. So a good example of this is one of our apparel brands that we work with very specifically had this exact thing on their banner, free shipping over $99. We changed that to be more of a brand social validation message that was said, over 10,000 happy moms and babies. They specifically sell to children and parents. We changed that messaging on their homepage to that, and we kept the free shipping information on their product page. And for that brand alone, this improved conversion rates by 15%, which is crazy, for all cold traffic that was coming through the homepage. So for that very specific customer type or archetype, cold traffic coming through the whole page, it actually improved conversions 15% just by updating the messaging at the very beginning, top of the funnel. But this is something that making these updates to be very specific to the template has actually improved conversions in 95% of cases for all the brands that we've tested, which is dozens and dozens of brands. Second one, real quick, merchandising products on the homepage based on revenue per session. So this is something that if you're not doing, you need to be doing. I would actually suspect there's probably a large number of you guys on the call that are already looking at revenue per session on a page basis or a customer pathway basis. But what you need to be doing is making sure leading into the holidays, given the large amount of traffic that's going to be coming to your brand, you need to be merchandising the very front of your store, which is your homepage, based upon that revenue per session data. And what I mean by that is you need to be going in. We use Google Data Studio for all of our brands to do this and identify very specifically for traffic that's coming in through an entrance point like your homepage. What are then those pages, whether the collections or product pages or landing pages or article pages, whatever they may be, that are producing the highest revenue on a per session basis? And so it's very easy to see if you understand how to manipulate a Google Data Studio and build the analytics, but it's very easy to see which of these produce more revenue. And you need to then be shifting what is presented on your homepage to match that. So it needs to be a very data-driven approach, but this is something that works 100% of the time. We've never seen this not work, is shifting the way you're merchandising your homepage based on revenue per session. We actually did this for one of our home goods brands that operates in the home goods space. And what we determined through their data is that all traffic coming through the homepage on average, they were seeing a higher revenue per session for customers that went to collections and then went to product pages versus sending customers directly to product pages. So for them, the change we made was a very simple, easy change. And just by shifting the collections higher up, merchandising that higher up on the homepage, we saw an increase in average revenue per session across the entire store just by making that one shift and presenting collections first over products. That doesn't mean as a brand, you should make that same change. You might actually have the exact opposite where customers actually perform better going to product pages first, but you won't know that unless you actually ran the data. And so if you guys have any questions how to run that, I'm also happy to talk you guys through that. But that's a very simple change and one that every brand here should do before you start to ramp up traffic for the holidays. The third here would be persona specific gift guide landing pages. So again, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a large number of you that do this, but the takeaway here is that the more specific to the persona you can get, the better that this performs. And so what we've seen from A/B testing traffic specifically during the holidays for sending traffic into persona specific landing pages versus your very category specific landing pages. So what I mean by that would be an example of, like, let's say you sell apparel, let's say you sell athletic shorts as one of those collections or categories of products. You can send cold traffic or direct ad traffic into that collection. That is going to perform significantly worse than sending traffic that is targeted towards a certain persona into a certain persona specific landing page. So in this example, gifts for the active dad, right? Very specific target, very specific persona. In general, on average, we see this shift during the holidays specifically, resulting in about a 30% increase in performance. So it ends up being significant, especially during the holidays when you've got a large demand around ads traffic, and the more niche you can get, more persona specific you can get, the better it's going to perform. So if you're not doing this, highly recommend also implementing this. And the very last one I'll suggest is a bit of a bonus here. So suggestion number 4. We don't always suggest running discounts during the holidays. It's very brand specific. It's something that we would never recommend just on a general basis saying, hey, you absolutely need to run discounts. This needs to be thought through very specifically. But if you are a brand that is planning on running some sort of a discount or promotion during the holidays, we highly recommend testing tiered promotions. And this is something that is best implemented using scripts on Shopify Plus. So this is something that's very Shopify Plus specific. That's how we build it. That's how we see it work out to the absolute best. So for the Shopify Plus merchants on here, you should absolutely do this. If you're not, you should be, this is a great reason to be on Plus for the holidays. Is tier promotions allow you to, as opposed to just saying something like, we're offering a 10% discount on all products, or on this collection, right? It's offering an incentive to increase cart value by adding more, either buying multiple or buying a certain dollar amount. So the tier could be, buy 2, get 10% off, buy 3, get 20% off. It could be buy $100 worth, get 10% off, buy $200 worth, get 20% off. So you can have various different types of tier promotions. But the idea here is you're still providing the incentive with a discount, but that incentive is tied to a higher cart value, a higher AOV. So even though you're providing a discount, you're actually not reducing your total revenue per customer or total revenue per session. So the idea here is you can still offer that same promotion without the degradation in revenue. Highly, highly recommend testing this. And we see this as a highly effective strategy for our brands that are planning on offering discounts. So those are just a couple of very, very quick hits, things that are very data-driven, things that every brand should be looking to do. If you guys have any questions on any of this, I'm more than happy to talk to any of you guys individually about how best to apply this to your brands. But that's the boring educational content, and we'll get back to the wine.